Namaste and welcome, dear friends, to today's meditation session. The theme for today's meditation and affirmation is self-control. So let us just understand in a few lines what we mean by self-control. So self-control is the ability to regulate our own thoughts, our emotions, our actions, our speech, our behavior, even in the face of our impulses, in the face of temptations, in the face of challenges. So in all of that, if we are able to regulate and control the way we are presenting ourselves into the world, that is self-control. Now, self-control, it includes many facets in life. In fact, we need self-control in every area of our life. But let's talk about four main, think of a crystal pyramid with four sides. So let's talk about the four sides of self-control. Consider one side of self-control to be when you want to discipline your life, and there you have to apply self-control. So for example, you want to wake up earlier in the morning every day so that you can either energize or exercise or meditate. So here, to discipline yourself, you have to bring in self-control. The other facet of self-control is when we want to delay gratification. So for example, if you want to save money for some nice project, for a worthwhile goal, but suddenly you are faced with a circumstance where you want to just shop certain things, you are really attracted to certain things, and you want to just splurge your money and you want to spend the money that you have accumulated. So here again, you will delay your gratification, you will hold on to your outrunning senses, and you will practice self-control here. The third facet of self-control is to resist temptations. So here, for example, if you want to go on a fast or you want to go on a diet, but somebody brings, a lovely cake in front of you, lovely food comes in front of you, and on the back end in your mind, you're having this conflict between whether I should indulge or whether I should withhold. So here, in the face of temptation, you have to resist yourself. So this is another facet of practicing self-control. And the fourth and the final facet is when you want to manage your emotions. So for example, if you have this tendency of getting irritated, of getting angry at somebody, and you just lose it when somebody says something to you, and you have this tendency of blaming the other person for provoking you, but then some part of you knows that it is your own problem that you know get angry. So here, when somebody says something to you and you want to control your reaction towards that person, you want to control that anger, then again you have to practice self-control. So let's just to remind ourselves, what are the four areas we need to practice self-control is: one is we want to discipline our life. Number two, we want to delay gratification. Number three, we want to resist temptation. And number four, we want to manage our emotions. Now, to be able to do all of this, the first and the foremost requirement, the prerequisite, is that we be conscious, we be alert and aware about our own thoughts and feelings. We must know what are our weak points, what are our impulses, what are the temptations which make us go into the pit. Just like before the war of Kurukshetra, Arjuna says to Krishna, please take me to the center of the battlefield so that I can see who is my friend and who is my enemy and how are they placed. Similarly, a yogi, an aspiring seeker who wants to practice self-control, must clearly be able to see what his weak points are and what are the points where he is bound to lose it in the face of temptations. Once he is able to clearly see that, then it is easier to win this battle. And if you're practicing self-control to discipline your life on a daily basis, then of course comes in the play of your willpower. And as we discussed in last class, that when we apply willpower, we start small and build up upon it. And an important thing here is to never lose sight of your goal. So if you have always your goal in sight, there will be some days that you can run to it and other days when you can slowly drag yourself to it. But if you have the goal in mind, you will have the willpower to drag yourself there. And on the other hand, if you are trying to use self-control to manage your emotions, then in this case, Master has given, great applications. These useful tips he has given actually. He says if you know that you can get angry at someone, you can actually count till 10 before you respond. Or he says just walk out and do some physical exercise. And if you feel that the other person is getting very angry and you cannot take it, so interiorize your attention, maybe go into a room, go sit there by yourself, maybe pray, maybe meditate, do whatever you can to divert this energy that you are feeling into something higher, uplift your energy. And if you want to use your self control so that you are controlling, in the sense you really want to feel master of yourself, you want to resist that temptation that is coming your way, then important thing is to watch your company. So suppose there is a smoker and he wants to leave the habit of smoking and he wants to leave the temptation of smoking, then important thing is that he leaves the company of people who remind him or who provoke him or who ask him to come back to smoking, because environment is stronger than willpower. Therefore, on the one hand we do apply willpower, but on the other hand we remove the outer circumstances which will take us back into that habit. An important thing is that you can do is visualize success. So in your mind, use the technique of visualization. So for example, in your meditation, you visualize, you probably have a meeting with a person next day who makes you angry. So visualize the meeting in your mind a day previous to that. Visualize it going smoothly. Visualize that you have practiced control during that meeting. And then you will find that if you're able to control your emotions in that visualization, when the next day that meeting happens, you will be able to be in control. And we will do one such visualization today as we go into our meditation. And finally, I would say, use the power of your meditation, use the power of Kriya Yoga to develop self-control. Kriya Yoga will interiorize your energy and attention so much that the temptations outside will not appear as temptations to you. People's behavior outside will not provoke your anger and emotions, and automatically you will become master of yourself. And in the Gita also, Krishna advises Arjuna that whoever person, like the tortoise who withdraws his limbs, Krishna says, if from outer circumstances, things and situations, you can withdraw your senses into yourself. So withdraw that energy through the power of Kriya Yoga, which is going into the outside world, withdraw it into yourself and become a master of your thoughts and emotions. So friends, let us begin our session today with a prayer, a chant, and then meditation. Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Friend, Beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashay, Swami Sri Yukteswar Ji, Beloved Gurudev Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, Saints and sages of all religions, humbly we bow at thy feet. O Infinite Spirit, teach me to control and command my senses. Give me the strength to rise above desires. Give me the calmness to face every test and the light to see the path of right action. When anger tempts me, let thy peace rise in me. When craving pull me, let me anchor myself in thy joy. Help me to choose, Lord, self-mastery over self-indulgence, courage over doubt, and thy will over my own. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let us now invoke the presence of the Gurus by singing Hymn to Brahma and a chant. You may interiorize yourself as we do this and prepare yourself for meditation. Focus at the spiritual eye, straighten your spine, and relax the entire body. Gurur Brahma, Gurur त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ We will now sing Saint Teresa of Avila admonition. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you, all things will pass, but God changes not. Patient endurance brings you to victory. Once you have God, you'll want nothing more. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you, all things will pass, but God changes not. Patient endurance brings you to victory. Once you have God, you'll want nothing more. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you, all things will pass, but God changes not. Patient endurance brings you to victory. Once you have God, you'll want nothing more. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. Let us sit straight in a meditative pose. Let us focus deeply at the point between the eyebrows, or gently uplift your eyeballs behind closed eyelids. Screen your entire body from below upwards for any tension. Check both feet, both ankles. Release any tension in both the calves. Relax the knee joints. Release tension from both thighs. Relax both hip joints. Relax the muscles of the perineum and the lower abdomen. Relax the upper abdomen by taking a long deep breath. Relax the chest, the shoulders, upper arms, both elbows, both forearms, wrist joints, Both hands, all fingers till the tip of the nails. Relax your neck and throat. Relax the lower and upper jaw. Smile to yourself. Relax the lower and upper eyelids, the forehead, and the scalp. To go into deeper relaxation, let us do diaphragmatic breathing for a few times. Let us inhale a long, deep breath in through the nose, expanding the abdomen, filling the lower chest, and then the upper chest, as if in a wave. Then pause and gaze upwards. And exhale, long deep breath out from the upper chest, the lower chest, and gently draw in the navel to complete the exhalation. Inhale again, long deep breath, expanding the abdomen, filling the lower chest and the upper chest. Uplifting the gaze and pausing there for a moment. And exhale, long deep breath out from the upper chest, the lower chest, and completing the exhalation by drawing in the abdominal wall. Inhale again, long deep breath, expansion of the abdomen and chest in a wave. Pausing and gazing upwards, exhaling and expelling air in a wave from the chest and then the abdomen, pulling in the navel. And 2 more times at your own pace. Keep your gaze uplifted. And let us now do even count breathing to focus the mind. We will inhale to a count of 6, pause to a count of 6, and exhale to a count of 6. Let us inhale long deep breath in through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let go completely. Completely relax and withdraw your control from the breath. The gaze is uplifted. The breath is flowing freely. No control is being exercised on the breath. Allow the body to intelligently decide when it wants to breathe in and when it wants to breathe out. Mentally take a step back from your breath and become the observer. The breath is happening as an objective reality, and you, the pure awareness and consciousness, is watching the breath. You are the subject, breath is the object. Observe, feel. Feel your breath as it enters the nostrils in inhalation, and feel the breath as it exits the nasal passages and the nostrils in exhalation. Feel the relative coolness of the incoming breath. Feel the relative warmth of the outgoing breath. Now feel that the inhaling breath is making the sound hong, and the exhaling breath is making the sound saw. The prana which moves in the astral spine is supposed to be resonating vibrationally with these sounds of hong with inhalation and saw with exhalation. Feel the inhalation vibrating as hong, and feel the exhalation vibrating as saw. When the next inhalation begins spontaneously, mentally follow with the mental chant of Hong, H-O-N-G, and match the length of the chanting with the length of the breath. And when the exhalation begins spontaneously on its own, mentally follow with the purely mental chant of Saw, S-A-U, Saw. Hong with inhalation, Saw with exhalation. With each breath, the soul affirms the truth. Aham Saha. I am He. I am that. I am Spirit. The gaze is upwards. attention on the breath. Follow the breath mentally by chanting Hong. Follow the exhalation by mentally chanting Saw. We shall practice Hong Saw for the next few minutes. If you find that your mind is wandering, gently straighten your spine, uplift your gaze, focus on the breath, chant Hong and So. Practice self-control and tame the mind using your breath. Let us leave the technique of Hong So aside now and relax into the peace of our own being. Focus deeply at the spiritual eye as we go into this visualization in our own mind. Visualize that you are standing in front of an old, tall, strong tree which has a broad trunk. An ancient tree in a local garden or in the area where you live. It is said that trees have a lot of wisdom and strength. As you stand in front of this tree, it represents to you a sense of inner strength, of self-control. Its roots are going deep into the earth, and you know that it is steady and unshakable. Its branches and its leaves are going upwards to touch the sky, and yet it is calm, meaningful. It is giving shade to so many people. Every part of the tree is useful. The tree invites you to sit in its shade. So you walk up to the tree and sit on the ground with your back touching the trunk of the tree. You are feeling the firm earth below you and the tree touching your back. Feel the strength of the tree. Acknowledge that it is so strong that it does not move in rain, and even strong winds and storms cannot move the trunk of the tree. Feel the strength of the tree expanding into you, and mentally say to yourself, my self-control is strong and unshaken like this tree. My self-control cannot be lost or shaken by passing desires, temptations, or emotions. Once again, say to yourself that my self-control is strong and unshaken like this tree. It cannot be lost by passing desires, temptations, or emotions. Feel that the sap inside the tree trunk is nourishing you. The strength of the tree is becoming your strength. Mother Earth is supporting you beneath. Gaze deeply at the point between the eyebrows, and we will enter into the next level of visualization, a layer deeper into your own mind. Visualize in your mental sky a scene in which you tend to lose your self-control. Whether it is a situation with another person who makes you angry, or whether it is a situation in which you give in to temptations. Visualize this situation very clearly in your mind. Visualize that you're actually interacting with that person who enrages you, or the temptation is right in front of you. And even as the other person tries to tempt you or provoke you, you say to yourself, my self-control is unshaken by desire, by temptation, or emotion. In that scenery in your mind, pause, become still, refuse to react. Mentally say to yourself, I will not react because I choose to stay peaceful. I choose to stand in my own power. I refuse to give the control of myself into another person or situation's hand. I am the master of my emotions. I am the master of my energy. I am the master of my mind. I choose to respond appropriately. And as I stand in stillness in this situation, I send out love to the provocative person. And I quietly say to the temptations, get thee behind me, Satan. I am in charge of myself. Continue to mentally affirm to yourself, I am calm. I am in control. I choose my response. I am rooted in wisdom. I am calm. I am in control. I choose my response. I am rooted in wisdom. Let this feeling of being in control, a master of yourself, let this feeling grow inside your heart and let it fill your entire body and mind. Now withdraw your mind from one level of visualization and come back to the place where you were sitting under a tree. Feel the tree touching your back and Mother Earth supporting you beneath. The strength of the tree coming on to you. The shade of the tree extremely pleasing. You feel so relaxed and yet so strong and in control of yourself. And focus deeply at the spiritual eye and withdraw your energy from under the tree and come back to your current position inside your room. Feel your asana below you. Feel the surroundings in your room. Become aware of your present position. And again tell yourself, I am in control and I am master of myself. And in any situation that I will face tomorrow or hereafter, I will practice pausing and gaining self-control. As we continue to sit in our own power, Let us hear a few words by Swami Kriyananda on self-control. If a lake is made to feed into too many streams, it will soon become drained. Similarly, if a person's heart energies are fed into countless streamlets of desires, he becomes drained, eventually of even the power to feel. Sated with pleasure, he grows dry, blase, and indifferent to even the greatest wonders. The sensualist imagines that by giving up his pleasures, he would renounce happiness. But in fact, the more one restrains his senses and learns to live in the peace of the inner self, the more he finds himself glowing with happiness, good health, and a radiant sense of freedom and well being. Let us do the following affirmation a few times. I am strong in myself. I am complete in myself. The joy and perfection of the universe await discovery within my inner being. I am strong in myself. I am complete in myself. The joy and perfection of the universe await discovery within my inner being. I am strong in myself. I am complete in myself. The joy and perfection of the universe await discovery within my inner being. Mentally now, but firmly, I am strong in myself. I am complete in myself. The joy and perfection of the universe await discovery within my inner being. Mentally follow this prayer. I crave nothing that the world can give me, Lord. O infinite perfection, make me one with Thee. Om Shanti Shanti. Dear friends, let us share this power of self-control and the blessings we have received with soul friends everywhere. Let us pray together. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in all bodies, all minds, and all souls. Om. 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 Divine Mother, great Gurus, may Thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion, and may we be able to awaken Thy love in all true hearts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.